Why are the Terrans here? Kuryi asks. There was no underlying meaning behind their words, nor was there any hint of mockery. Just a simple inquiry. They have been given clearance to obtain the Holy Protector, Thari replies. They gently float away after answering, but land just a few inches away from Kuryi. Rumors have it that Terrans are paid an astronomical price for this chance. Kuryi can imagine the price of such opportunities. Without a Holy Protector, no race was capable of defending themselves. After all weapons are useless against the divine might of the spirits. To their surprise, however, Terrans have resisted as much as they could. Not wanting a protector was not uncommon, as should a race fail to properly manifest a protector, their doom was inevitable. But Kuryi was much more interested in the identity of those Terrans. Are they some sort of highborn? It's hard to tell with these Terrans. Thari shakes their head. Unfortunately, nothing of such. They have sent a child and its retainer, or that's the closest approximation of their relationship. Kuryi was now really surprised. All species sent their highest authority. Yet a mere child? How could a mere child manifest a protector? Kuryi was not the only one. All those with protectors came to observe the ceremony. Depending on the manifestation, wars would be waged, alliances forged, and blood shed. That's how it has been. In their hearts, almost everyone was snickering. Some even felt pride for sending their best to manifest their protector. But to send a mere child? It was as absurd as it was comical. Near the stage. Take a deep breath and calm yourself. The rough-looking woman held the boy's arm and said softly. Her soothing words and warm eyes didn't match her attire, nor the scars visible on her skin. Her disposition was that of a battle-hardened warrior. Yet at that moment there was nothing but softness in her voice, warmth in her eyes, and reassurance in her grip. The boy, however, couldn't calm down. Hundreds, if not thousands of eyes were watching him. His hands trembled. His eyes wavered. I can do it. But his heart didn't budge. The woman smiles. Like them, she too had questions. Questions regarding why a child was much more suited to be the catalyst to bring a protector than a general or a genius. The boy was not special. He was not outstanding, merely chosen from countless others. It was absurd to leave the fate of their future battles in the hands of a child. In the podium, a creature floats in and stays in the middle, the priest of this ceremony. Now the ceremony will commence. The priest extended one of its bone-like limbs and made a gesture. Today marks the 390,975th commencing of the Kulikukalan ceremony. Terrans have gained both the authority and the privilege of joining the Enlightened Ones. The priest waved his apparatus as a gigantic rift appears in the sky. To call it a rift would be a mistake. It was not a rift, nor a wormhole. It didn't look like space split apart, nor did it remind one of the tear in the fabric of reality. It was not a part of reality. It didn't occupy any space. It was just there. As if it was just outside their perception, and only now they noticed it. A single drop of blood trickled down as the rough-looking woman blinks. The sharp pain hits the back of her head. An overwhelming feeling of nausea and dizziness assaulted her senses. Biting on her tongue, she retains her clarity. She looks down at the boy. His eyes, however, were clear as a starry sky. The priest waves at the boy to come. Come, representative of the Terrans, gaze at the divine realm, and bring your protector. With that, all waited. The boy was in a trance as he simply looked up with clear eyes. A minute passed. Nothing happened. 5 minutes passed. Nothing happened. Half an hour passed. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everyone was mocking the Terrans. As to manifest the Protector, one must be able to imagine it. The priest made a sound as if signing disappointment. The heavens have chosen Terrans unworthy of protection, the priest finally declares. For many, it was an obvious conclusion. A mere child could never imagine a creature of that magnitude. The priest waves his apparatus to declare an end to this ceremony. It shakes his head, feeling pity for the Terrans. Out of all the species, Terrans were somewhat interesting. Unfortunately, they too would disappear in history. Just another footnote in the long list of extinct species. The priest looks around and feels something was off. No one moved from their seat, and most importantly, the ceremonial lights were still on. The boy was still looking at the sky, while the woman next to him was simply grasping his hand. The priest looks up. As one overseeing the ceremony, it was knowledgeable about many things, apart from the origin of this place and how that portal worked. The time it took for a protector to come generally took less than a minute. The longer it took, the bigger it would be, and the harder to control. Terrans took over 30 minutes, and nothing came. Or so everyone thought. It was not that the boy couldn't imagine a protector to manifest. It was they who couldn't understand the manifestation. The protector of the Terrans had been manifesting for 30 minutes. The priest couldn't see anything but a boundless darkness. There were a lot of sounds around it. Unsure of their origin or purpose, it kept trying to understand what the Terrans were manifesting. It didn't look like a creature, nor like any life form. It had eyes because the priest felt his gaze. It had intelligence because the priest could feel it was communicating with the boy. But the sounds were drowning the words. The priest was slightly irritated at the sound that was hindering him. The sound, although familiar, couldn't understand where it was coming from. It wanted to turn towards the Terrans and ask some questions, but it felt its body heavier than a star. It refused to budge or move. It was then it understood why the sound felt familiar, why it couldn't hear anything other than the sound. It was incapable of expressing emotions. It was incapable of being afraid. It was incapable of screaming. So today, facing the protector of Terrans, it was screaming.